We've been trained to expect a predictable rhythm from the tech industry. Every year, graphics are supposed to get sharper, hardware is supposed to get cheaper, and open-source software is supposed to eventually outpace walled gardens. In August 2026, that rhythm stopped. Across gaming, crypto, and AI, 3 separate events occurred that went against every standard industry forecast. The first indicator appeared in gaming, when 2 14-year-old Call of Duty ports moved more copies than a highly anticipated next-gen Halo remake. Within the same month, America's very first spot Bitcoin ETF went bankrupt, despite offering consumers some of the lowest fees in the market. Then, reports surfaced that Sony was indefinitely delaying the PlayStation 6, with internal pricing targets rumored to be as high as $1,000. These headlines are the first visible signs that the foundational rules of consumer technology have been replaced by a different set of economic priorities. This chart shows the disparity. The shadow-dropped ports of Black Ops 1 and 2 sold 11.2 million copies and generated $435 million in less than 30 days. Meanwhile, the fully modernized Halo remake sold just 351,000 copies in that same window. The Black Ops ports were simple 1080p versions of games from the PS3 era. They featured dated graphics and no significant visual upgrades, yet they outsold a next-gen graphical remaster by more than 20 times. The driver here is a combination of millennial nostalgia and aggressive pricing. By launching these games at $20 for PlayStation Plus members, Activision targeted a generation that already knows these maps and is willing to pay to return to them. Consumers are prioritizing the consistency of legacy gameplay over the promise of new visual benchmarks. For developers, this suggests that high-quality gameplay from the past currently offers a more reliable return than investing in unproven next-gen projects. That search for safer returns is also driving hardware costs up. While Sony delays the PS6 to avoid a pricing crisis, Samsung is pushing further into the luxury market, launching the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra at a starting price of $2,100. The reason gadgets are no longer getting cheaper is found in the soaring costs of DRAM and high-speed GDDR memory. The current AI boom has created a massive demand for AI accelerators, which use the same types of high-performance memory found in gaming consoles and smartphones. This has drained the global supply, forcing consumer electronics companies to pay a massive premium just to secure parts. This chart shows the 59,800 yen price point of the PlayStation 3 in 2006. That launch was a historical struggle for Sony due to consumer pushback. With memory costs now threatening to push the PS6 toward a $960 price tag, Sony faces a similar risk of pricing themselves out of the mass market. The era of subsidized, affordable consumer hardware is under pressure. To handle these supply constraints, companies are pivoting towards high-margin premium models that can absorb the cost of the AI-driven component shortage. Rising costs are also changing the way companies share their technology. While NVIDIA is marketing its GB300 desktop supercomputer as a tool for local AI development, Meta is moving away from the very open-source strategy that made its models famous. Meta officially canceled its open-source Llama 4 model and replaced it with Muse Spark, a closed-weight system available only through a paid API. Despite billions in investment, Meta found that open-source models could not consistently match the raw performance of closed systems like OpenAI's GPT-5. The computational capital required to stay competitive has made the open distribution of high-end AI increasingly difficult to justify. We see the same pattern in crypto. Hashdex launched a spot Bitcoin ETF with low fees to attract consumers, but it failed with just $14.7 million in assets. In the same market, BlackRock used its massive distribution network to secure over $47 billion. Between the shift in AI and the struggle of low-fee ETFs, the current landscape suggests that having a consumer-friendly or open product is often secondary to having the massive capital required for global distribution. The tech industry is transitioning from a period of rapid, democratized growth into a more defensive and mature posture. The high cost of AI development is forcing a retreat towards safety. Companies are focusing on the assets they can control most tightly: premium-priced hardware, closed software ecosystems, and established legacy brands. The future of this industry isn't about how quickly technology becomes accessible to everyone. It is about how much users are willing to pay for the privilege of entering a walled garden or for the chance to revisit their past.